right? This is what we want. This is what we need. Yeah, this is our future. Yeah. So as far as the 1Malaysia, yeah, that was mentioned just now. As far as Najib is concerned, I also mentioned how plastic he seemed when he talks about it. You know, you can see from his face, from his eyes, it's not coming from his heart. Like Anwar said, it's just slogans. And 4 slogans, Malaysia #1. But 1Malaysia, it will happen, but it will not happen under Barisan Nasional. I mean, just look at the way they handled the Perak by-election in Bukit Gantang. It was the racial undertones were so pronounced. Yeah? I mean, had it not been for the fact that we were in Pakatan Rakyat, that PAS was there, PKR was there, yeah? Malays were involved in fighting against Barisan Nasional, there is no reason for us to deny that it may well have been another 13th May created by UMNO Barisan Nasional. Because that's their weapon, that's their hokatu kope, that's all that they have. They have nothing else, you know. And they're clinging on to power, and they're willing to destroy everything. In Perak, our own experience, our workers, past workers, going to a retail shop, a Malay retail shop, and the shop owner didn't want to sell food to the past workers because of the racial undertones, undercurrent, which Barisan Nasional was exploiting. But they were not successful because we stood united and we proved that all their racist campaigns would not break the unity that we have just fought. So given the 10 minutes is probably up, I don't think there's very much more that I can add to what's been said already. Yeah. So I thank you for the invitation, and I give my full commitment to be with for the future.
Yang berhormat, my fellow panelists, rakan-rakan sekalian, rakan-rakan media, selamat sejahtera, and a very good evening to all of you. As introduced, thank you YB Lau Wing Sun for the invitation here. As introduced, my name is Tricia Yeoh. I am currently working in the Selangor Menteri Besar's office, that is Tan Sri Khalid Ibrahim. He's not here today, but I am. You know, when I'm called to speak at forums, I think I usually make up 2 out of 3 quotas, and I think the same is of tonight. I'm here perhaps to make up for the woman quota and for the youth quota as well, but it's okay, I accept the challenge. The topic given to me was, what is my ideal Malaysian future? It sounds a bit like a Petronas advertisement, doesn't it? But let's really think about it. 1969 to 2009, 40 years. This is a historical moment. 40 years ago, people were fighting on the streets, but 40 years, are we any better for it? My answer, perhaps I represent the very idealistic notions of youth today, but my answer is, of course we are. Look at us, look at you. I see, standing here, I see a sea of faces, a sea of races, sitting beside each other. Look at each one of you, look beside you. Look at all of us sitting on the panel here, and be conscious of it. As mentioned by several of the panelists before, May 13, 1969, has always been used for political reasons. We've always been told that it's opened up a can of worms that was never quite closed. It has left wounds that were left festering beneath the veneer and skin of this illusionary unity that we call Malaysia. And to my mind, the policies that were used to correct the situation actually made it worse. What happened in 1971 was the introduction of a policy which unfortunately led to the demise of, I think, our social fabric. Not just the policy itself, but the abuse of the policy, such that only certain people eventually were the recipients of the financial wealth of the country. So what have we had for 40 years really? We had cosmetic surgery. Very cosmetic, trying to address the little wounds at the top. But have we really addressed the deep festered wounds at the bottom? We are also told that, speaking the truth is very uncomfortable, it's messy. Look at what we have today. It's a gut-wrenching period for Malaysia. It's messy, ugly, dirty. I agree that it is messy. I agree that what happened in Perak, which has been mentioned by many of the speakers, has made us question what it is to be Malaysian. And to my mind, what happened in Perak was the epitome of all that is institutionally wrong with the country. Many times we try and, all these political analysts, we try and analyze the situation or institutions and this and that. And it's difficult for the public to understand it. But Perak actually gave Pakatan Rakyat a big gift. It's a present actually. Because it made the public understand in one simple package what is wrong with the systems in the country. So, let me call all of you young Malaysians, and maybe some of you not so young also, I just want to say that this really is a crucial deciding period for us as younger Malaysians, as the younger generation. We need to really think for ourselves, where do we want to take the country to moving forward? 20 years from now, 30 years from now, what are we going to see in the next 50 years? I'm just going to not take too much time. First, I want to say what I envision for the country. Next, I want to say, how do we get there? Oh, I'm too tall. Okay. Can you hear me? Boleh dengar?
I think for those who are sitting in front, maybe you can move further up. Bolehlah encik tuan-tuan puan-puan duduklah depan sikit. Kita di sini tak payah protokol sangatlah. Kalau tempat ada kosong, boleh duduklah supaya rakan-rakan kita di belakang selesa sikit. Saya minta semua terima kasih. Ini menunjukkan kita semangat. Boleh berbicara dengan selesa sekarang? Okay. Are you comfortable now? Okay, thank you. Sorry for interrupting. I really appreciate your office.
Rasa selesa tak semua orang? Maybe our friends can encourage those of us who are sitting down on the floor. Let's encourage them. I mean, it's great that you're all here. So, I was thinking long and hard about what it is that I really want for this country, Malaysia. I came to the word freedoms. Somebody wrote a book titled The Long Walk to Freedom. Anyone knows who wrote that book? It's not Zamri, by the way. He might think that he wrote the book, but in fact, it was Nelson Mandela.